Hello, my name is Chris Westifer, and I'm a senior nursing student here at Bloomsburg University. The topic that I'm presenting today is same-sex marriage. I chose to present this because of the broad views, opinions, and beliefs that surround this topic not only in our country, but across the world. It is a topic that is debated and talked about all the time, and I'm going to inform you a little bit about what is debated surrounding this issue. This is debated on a political, social, and religious level. Debates continue to arise over whether people in same sex relationships should be allowed to marry one another. The main arguments that surround same sex marriages across the globe include religious freedoms, the undermining of a child being raised by a mother and a father, and issues that erode around the institution of marriage itself. To start, I'm going to speak a little bit about same sex marriage in America. As of July 26, 2015, same sex marriage was legalized in every state in America. This was done by the Supreme Court because they decided that it was violating the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution by not allowing same sex marriage. Prior to this, 12 states in our country still had a ban against same sex marriage. In this photo, it was taken the day that same sex marriage was legalized in America. This picture was taken outside of the Supreme Court. Arguments in America around same sex marriage include concerns for parenting, whether or not same sex marriage gives children the same opportunities that they have in homes with a mother and a father, religious concerns, backed behind some religions that do not view same sex marriage as being legitimate, concerns that this would lead to new forms of marriage such as polygamy, which is the marriage of multiple wives, or incest. In America, the support around same-sex marriages comes from views that it is a civil right to the people, that love is love. This means that whether or not it's man and a man or a woman on a woman, if they love each other, then they should be allowed and have the right to be married. Also, there's views that it is a human expression, normal. This means that they do not choose their homosexuality, it is just how they were born. Across the world, same sex marriage has been legalized in many countries. There are now 23 countries across the world that, in fact, have legalized and are legitimized same sex marriage. The following countries that allow are Argentina, Denmark, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Belgium, England and Wales, Ireland, Portugal, the United States, Brazil, Finland, Luxembourg, and many more. In this picture, it is a map of the countries that have so far legalized same-sex marriage. As you can see, most have been done in the European countries and the countries of America. The first country to legalize same-sex marriage was the Netherlands in 2000. Although same-sex marriage has been legalized in many countries across the world, this status is complicated in many other nations. There are large debates and arguments on whether it is politically correct, religiously correct, and other issues. One country that does not support gay marriage is Israel. They do not recognize same-sex marriage, and they believe that it is not right. They believe that it is against their religion. Other countries such as China do not see same-sex marriage as legitimate either. In China, they define marriage as a union between one man and one woman. Their attitude of government towards homosexuality is believed to be three no's: no approval, no disapproval, and no promotion. They simply do not have a view on this issue. Japan views same-sex marriage similarly to China. They view that marriage is between a husband and a wife. Although marriage is not legal in Japan, a consensus came out and polled in 2015 that 51% of Japanese population supports same-sex marriage. So although it is not legal, a majority of the country views same-sex marriage as being okay. Germany's situation is complicated. Since 2001, Germany has registered partnerships for same-sex couples. This allows them to adopt, to live together, and so on, just not marry. Attempts to give equal rights to registered partners or to legalize same-sex marriage have generally been blocked by the CDU/CSU, and this is the main party in government. The Federal Constitutional Court of Germany has issued various rulings in favor of equal rights for same-sex registered partners, requiring the government coalition to change the law. So therefore, there's many people in this country that do believe that same-sex marriage should be legalized, but their government is just not working with them and has not come to a consensus yet. This map is similar to the map that was presented earlier in the PowerPoint, but this one shows the penalties that some countries put on same-sex marriage and same-sex relationships. The United Nations. The biggest concern that the United Nations has so far is not legalizing same-sex marriage, but to combat against anti-violence and discrimination against this minority. The focus around this has included non-anti-violence and anti-violence discrimination campaigns rather than same-sex marriage. This is to protect the safety and rights of each individual. And lastly, this is a slide that represents another map. This gives numbers of people in each country that are for and do accept same-sex marriage. As you can see, this map is similar to the maps before. The American colonies and European countries are in more support of same-sex marriage than those of Asia and the Middle Eastern countries. This is the end of my presentation. I hope you have learned and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you very much and have a good day.